only shoes created for females?
Well, no, I actually have two unisex pair of shoes, which is the Born in the 80s retro trainers.
Mhm.
They come on in black, the black on black, that's unisex. I have um, a sneaker that is called Royal, which is like it's a trainer that's unisex, and then I have a sneaker that is solely for men called Cobra, which was actually a collaboration with an artist that I used to work with, and he designed the shoe and put it out on my line.
Really?
Cool, cool.
So
Yeah.
it's sneaker talk. Get with you. Come up with the concept and produce that shoe under your line.
Yeah, if it makes sense, yeah. I mean, because at the time when I collaborated with that particular artist, I was doing the whole music thing. I was, starting a shoe line, so it made sense. And even with me rebranding and kind of telling more of my story, the shoe was so dope, I didn't want to take it off the line. And plus, I was like, hey, we don't even have any men's sneaker. Why not keep it? It's a dope sneaker. It has like all these premium finishes. It has a black python finish. It has crocodile print in it. It has leather, and then it has that colorway of the green, black, red, and white. So it kind of gives you the feel of like Gucci a little bit, but it's to me, it's a more premium sneaker because it has like all these different premium finishes. And with all of those things going on, it's still simple.
Right.
It's still like just a simple, clean sneaker that you can kind of wear. It's versatile. You could dress it up. You could dress it down.
So how many
It's
collabs
not.
have you done with your line?
That was the only one. That was the only collab that I've done.
I know that's your baby, but to me, the youth has so much to offer, and they're so creative. That actually can turn into a lucrative business for you, right? And you can also
Hmm.
teach them, and then they can sign under you, create footwear. I'm just throwing some ideas out there. I think like you could really
Hmm.
go somewhere with that. Once you
Yeah,
get what you want,
that's not a bad idea.
I feel like you
That
could
that is not a bad idea.
really go somewhere with that.
Because I know that I've always wanted to do more than anything that I've ever put myself into. I've always wanted to do more than just what I'm doing. I've always wanted to touch people, inspire people, help people, change things. So that's actually a good idea. What I'm doing now that kind of ties into those things, I do have a brand ambassador program,
Hmm.
which right now is solely focused on being a part of the brand and kind of acting as an influencer. However, I do want to take those people under my wing and show them like the day to day of running a business
Hmm.
and different things about, especially with the new social media climate, how that changes the interface of how everybody do business. So I did want to have a mentorship component. So that's a great idea, and something to think about incorporating.
So go ahead and open
Definitely.
up a
I
school.
would love to do that.
Open up a small school.
What's that?
Open up a small school.
Okay.
Get some kids in there. Get some influencers in there, and let the creativity go to work.
There you go. That's a good idea. Don't 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 be surprised if you see me doing it and you can be like, I remember when we
Exactly.
were talking and I told her.
No, I just think it's a good position to be in because a lot of people don't have the knowledge, and you have the knowledge,
That
and
is
it's
true.
cool that you actually developing a mentorship program to show people, and because it's not like something that happened overnight. It was 10 plus years, right? So I feel
Right.
like you saw a lot in that 10 years to be able to teach the
Hmm.
next generation or next person on how to create a quality shoe. So props to you on
Yeah.
that.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is definitely true. Actually, right now, I've launched a campaign with a company called I Fund Women, where I do talk about that, about it's called the problem in the sneaker industry, because the sneaker industry is a male-dominated industry. And even with being a part of the landscape now, I still find myself sometimes not fitting in because you got everything is centric around sneakerhead culture, and my brand doesn't necessarily fit that particular niche. It's a different type of niche, but that particular subculture is so huge and influential that it changes the whole sneaker industry to be just that. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so it's completely male dominated, and then the brands that are premium brands, a lot of designers like myself, a woman of color coming in, can't compete aesthetically because we don't have, you know, the funding to do these elaborate photo shoots to kind of push a premium brand or a lifestyle brand as say a Gucci would or a Versace would. However, even not being able to do those things, those are related to being like being in a male dominated culture because it's like, okay, who's this woman? Who are you? Like what brand, you know, who are you? Because with the sneakerhead culture, that's what that brings. Everybody wants to get their hands on what's the hottest sneaker, what's the hottest drop, what you can't get your hands on. So it's not necessarily geared towards a emerging designer. And just that pushback kind of makes it hard to break into other arenas. So with the partnership with I Fund Women, it's kind of a campaign to fundraise to say, hey, there's a problem in the sneaker industry. It's lacking diversity. It's lacking women of color. And when I say diversity, I'm not just talking about color. I'm talking about gender. I'm talking about different viewpoints and ideas. So the idea of the campaign is kind of to fundraise to get to a point in my brand where I'm able to protect my designs, where they're not able to be easily taken by major brands that people are well known, and people would look at it and say that I'm still in their brands, and I may have been, you know, I've been doing my sneakers for about 3 years now, and we've been with the color, the premium prints, the animal prints from day one, and there's premium brands that's just now getting on that wagon. So but to a sneakerhead, it'll look like, well, you know, you're just now getting on that wagon. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's not prevalent. So
Yeah.
check out that campaign. If you go to my website, if you go to www.jmariepremiumsneakers.com and you click on more, click on Fun J Marie, and you can actually watch the whole video that talks about what's going on in the sneaker industry and how you can help. So I just thought I'll put that out there.
Yeah. I saw that, J. Marie, and
Thank you.
like I ain't told Tari about this, but I'm gonna give $100. We're gonna give $100 from. I'm gonna give it, but it's gonna be for
Oh
both of us.
wow!
We're gonna throw
Oh
into
my
you. We're gonna
gosh,
throw
that
into
is
you a lot.
amazing.
We really
Thank
believe in what you're
you.
doing.
Hey, I'm on board. If Anthony, I'm on board.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
So
appreciate that. That
we're
is
gonna,
so awesome.
you're doing something special, and you know, my wife and I were talking about it, and it's like, yeah, you don't find many people doing something like this, changing the community,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
we'll definitely want to give into what you're doing. For real.
Awesome.
Now,
I thank you from the bottom of my heart. That is even just the thought and just you guys having me on here is cool because it's like you, even though you could be a person who have a premium product that is comparable, if not better, than brands that are already here, but because of it being a lot of things that are slighted, you don't have the means to compete to be able to push your brand to say, hey, you know, we're here and this is what it is. You kind of just got to depend on what you can do now, which that's the caveat to a premium brand because it's like you're doing things as a startup, but you're marketing a premium brand. Those two
That's true.
concepts don't even belong together, you know?
That's good.
So that is awesome. I would love that.
so
Yeah.
where do you draw your inspiration from? Like, do you look up different styles in Europe? Is it certain magazines? You don't have to tell us like exactly, but where
Oh,
you
no,
know,
I don't
because
mind.
everybody
I'm
don't
gonna open
reveal.
the book. Really, it just kind of go by. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm not really an outgoing person. However, when I do go out, I'm gonna go out. You know, I'm stepping, meaning I'm gonna be looking as fly as possible.
Yeah,
So I want the most extravagant. You know, I'm not gonna say extravagant like clownish
yeah.
because it's always gonna be fly and simple. But just that little pop that just like, dang, did you see that in her shoe or did you see that? You know what I mean? So that's kind of my style anyway. So I'm always looking for simplicity in the structure of the shoe. and then adding the kind of the wow factors with the different material and the color. So I'm always looking